Hey friends, today we're going to talk about hand dexterity. Often after you get past 50, arthritis starts to come in. If you are doing a lot of grappling systems, boxing, you get boxer's fractures, you need to keep your hands strong. I'm going to give you a couple of techniques that come from China, which is a Chinese system of self-defense that we use in our senior self-defense systems. These techniques are simple, but very effective. The first one I want to do is just simply pinching. You see I'm pinching, I'm making a large circles, trying to make my fingers go into a circular motion as I'm doing that, pinching at the tips of the fingers. You don't have to press hard, but what you want to do is, you can see there's a little bit of whiteness on my fingertips. You want to do these about 30 seconds at a time, maybe up to a minute. If you can do that, go for a song. The longer you can do it, the better it's going to be. Second one is snapping. I'm just snapping, I'm putting the fingers together, just snapping. Snapping the thumbs, snapping. Doesn't have to be hard. I know that this can get a little sore for people that are very sensitive, so just a light snap is nice and easy to do. See how I'm doing that? Just snapping the fingers. Fingertips go together, just laying them, snap off of each other. After you've done snapping, switching into flicking. So just like you're flicking something away. Again, you don't have to go hard, but this is one of the greatest ones right here because you can really load those fingers. See how I've got that? I can really load some tension into each one, really get that flick. If you get into it, you can add some wrist motion to make it a little stronger. These are ones that are really good for arthritis because you want to work on opening those fingers. I can simply do stuff like this is fine, but this is going to get more generated power and more connection through the body. Fourth one, I'm not going to roll my fingers in this way. I'm going to start off, I'm going to flatten the fingers all the way down so it's as though if I had really long nails, they'd just go right here. As I'm doing this, I'm going to do a couple things. You want to think of side to side. This is working through the wrist, up and down, circles. And again, you can do these for as long as you feel. If you have a good song, go ahead and do those. Circles back the other way. If you at least do 10 to 15 repetitions of each day, this will really help. Once you've done that, you can start figure eights. I can do figure eights that follow each other, and then I reverse it, or I can do figure eights that go opposite to each other. Trying both of these are really good. You should feel it working through the muscles all the way from your wrist to your elbow. This rotation is very good for you. The next one is almost a puppet type thing right here. And I'm bringing this in. They call this a spider. What I'm doing is I'm opening the fingers up and trying to bring the palms together. I'm not trying to force it. I'm just opening it. You see how as I turn, it's just opening it. Not a lot of strength being done. If I get to the pinch, to the extension, notice the fingers are here. Pinch, extend. From there, I'm going to then close the fingers on this next one. And this is kind of a little breakdancing thing. I press one tip and I roll this. If I can't get this full roll like this, which is fine, just bend the fingers and you can counter press as you're doing it. If you need to, you can slide this way. A lot of people have a hard time making fists, so we're not just going to go to a complete fist straight away. What we're going to do is we're going to take one hand and you put them at this little section of your fingers, the bottom first set of knuckles. Put your hands over there. You can even put your thumb in here, and you're just going to curl over. I'm curling over, extending, curling over, extending. I could press in on this as I'm doing it, which adds some tactile force, which gives you a little bit more tension that you can put in. And just opening and closing. And then I just slide the hand, do the same thing, close over. It's like a claw that you're doing. If you don't feel like you can press there, just make some claw motions. Claw. Very nice. After that, you have placement here. You can go on the table and try. This is a little trickier. Start with your fingers, lifting each one. Baby finger's hard for me. Try to keep the other fingers down, lift one at a time. It's harder than you think. If you can't, Just get the fingers lifting off while your palms stay on the platform. You can go roll it in, you can roll the other way. All of this is very effective. To stretch the muscles, I'm going to start off, this is what we call C-clamp. I'm taking my thumb, hooking under the wrist, at the joint of the wrist, and coming over to the back side of the hand. As I'm doing this, I'm going to use this palm to press down. I've got this folded position. As I'm using this hand here, I'm going to push up. I'm going to give myself my own level of resistance. If I want to go really hard, I could fight. You guys that are fighters or training, this is really good for training the wrist strength. This is also activating the extensors. So you see how my hand does that? That's what I want. Get those fingers to really turn up. From here, I can come under, grab, hook on, okay? Or you can just grab, okay? As a drill, we've got this, it's pushing up against the palm, lifting, fingers pushing up against my wrist, lifting. I can then turn the palm over. If I straighten my arm out, this is what we call flossing the nerve. You'll probably feel a nerve tension going all the way up your arm. If you can straighten the arm out, great. The pressure is I'm getting the baby finger, I'm hooking, and the more I pull that index finger, my pointing finger in, the more that's gonna floss the nerve. And I could add a little twist. I can go up against a wall and press against a wall or something, push against the wall, turn my body away, and get that nerve floss. This is activating all the nerves. Your fingers are attached to all your nerves. If you guys are at computers, you may have carpal tunnel. This is also good for people with carpal tunnel. I'm grabbing here, I floss. If I just want to get the wrist and the fingers, keep the elbow tucked in and go this way. Again, I'm using that strength of my wrist and my fingers to push up against your own resistance. Let me give you one last one. Flat on the table. What you're going to do here is bring your thumbs out and then try to individually bring one finger towards your thumb. 2, 3, 4, and take them away from it. 3, over. Thumb closes, thumb opens. 1, triangle, 2, 3. You'll see it's hard to do. 4, out. Keep the other ones down, separate, 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 thumb together. All right, that's what we'll work for today. Try some of these. I'll give you some other stuff that you can do later. If you're very sensitive, you can put your hands in a bowl of hot water that allows your muscles to warm up a bit. We use a bunch of sponges and so on, so you can be squeezing and doing stuff with that. Thank you. Let me know what you think. Try these exercises. Get back to me. Talk to you soon.